the biggest key here, though, is that we want to teach you a new way, a new perspective to potentially see your journey from an angle that maybe will give you more insight, more inspiration, more ability to heal, more ability to move forward, more ability to take a quantum leap to your next level of yourself and to begin to trust again, to begin to find hope again. And, that's the whole thing. What if you could attract your perfect twin flame, right? There's probably a story inside of you somewhere based on this journey that's got you stuck thinking that either it doesn't exist or you've done all the work and it isn't working. And so you don't believe in it anymore. Or you're, like I said earlier, you're the person that believes in it, but you basically are still stuck in the loop of a cycle with a person that is out of sync. And because they're out of sync, they're not going to sync with you. And they may not supposed to sync with you. But until you get in sync with yourself, you won't know that. And so that's, again, what we want to do is show you the perfect work to do. So you can stop doing such hard work. And there's nothing, that's like the definition of insanity, of doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, and it just gets the same results. That is fruitless, that is exhausting, and that will drain you. And that is not of your highest good. That is not of your highest truth or your true version and your best version of yourself. Because if you've done any work, you should know by now it is time to receive. And that's the key. So you need to be thinking of, do I need to step out of this loop? And again, I'll tell you what the loop is in a minute, but I first want to share with you 5 big things we're going to talk about and teach you inside of the Perfect Inner Work Challenge. You can get signed up above or below in the links. One of the things is, because everybody knows self-love, self-love, self-love. Like, you got to love yourself, right? But what does that really mean? Because we know that, but have we embodied it? Have we actualized it? Is love in our life daily? And are we showing up from a place of true love and experiencing love every day? And so what that really comes down to, and I'll tell you from my experience, is that is me being able to be my true self, my best self, and make no apologies for it, and be in full expression of who I am, and be received in that expression and the fullness of who I am. Because if you're not with the right person and they're not receiving all of you, and you can't be all of yourself, and you're being limited and minimized, that is not self-love. Because you are minimizing a part of you. You are limiting a part of you. You are suppressing a part of you. And that is pulling you out of alignment with your higher self, your true self, the version of you that came here to express the divine in fullness and the greatness of who you are and why you're here. And so the second thing about this is so cool. I'm talking about the inner work and maybe not having to do so much inner work. So what if, think about this one, and if you like this one, make sure to leave a comment, let me know. What if you could just say, where I am today is enough to be experienced twin flame love, and that I don't have to do another thing, and that I could be loved, honored, cherished, and accepted for who I am, where I am, right here, right now. And you know what that calls for? That calls for, do you accept yourself for where you are right now? Okay. And if you are not having these things on some level, you need to ask yourself, why am I not accepting myself? And that is the self-rejection that everybody's talking about being rejected from the other person and abandoned and rejected. It's because they are not mirroring and they're not seeing their own stuff in the mirror and with you. So they're basically rejecting you for the reflection back for you to be like, okay, well, if they're rejecting me, then I'm not accepting me. So think about that. Every time you feel rejected, where are you not accepting yourself? Okay. So the other thing is, and the third thing is about setting intentions, because on this journey, what people get stuck in is what they don't want, and they don't know what they want. But if you can't get clear on what you want, how can you co-create the desires you want to bring into your life and take action from a place that puts you in alignment with the greater and better version of you from a place of everything you want to do, be, and have. So it's going to be super important to know your own values. It's going to be super important to know your own desires and how you want to live and how you want to show up. And what does that best version of you look like? Are you showing up every day from a place of the higher version of you that's in full operation of living a life of fulfillment, happiness, joy, love right here? Are you still looking for it? Are you still waiting on it? Are you still seeing it in the other person and not yourself? So if, the key on the setting intentions I'm talking about is taking a look at what you don't have, or what you don't want, I should say, and then really learning what you want from the opposite of that. So if you don't want this, what do you want? For everything that's coming through. So you can identify with, who's ever in your life, or whatever that relationship is, or whatever anything is. If I don't want this, what do I want? And the other thing is about that, if you don't know what that is, the universe doesn't know what to give you. And the universe is waiting for you to decide so you can step into your power, because that's a piece of what these cycles and loops happen for, is for you to revisit experiences, teachers, triggers, and trauma so that you can bring up these sides and aspects of yourself that you've rejected because you haven't accepted them, so that you can then see in these experiences with someone else what it is that's missing in yourself that you need to do. But to do that, it's a recollection of energy. It's a recollection of power. And so you will go through these cycles until you wake up enough to decide you're going to step out of that loop and call back your power and call back your energy, which is making you whole, complete within, and the wholeness and oneness of yourself. And that was the fourth one. So I kind of jumped ahead. So another thing, and there'll be a lot of things, but these are some highlights of some of the big pieces that we're going to talk about. And as I mentioned, if you're just joining, it's the Perfect Inner Challenge. You can learn more about it, sign up for free, and the links above and below. It's also about going forward in trust. So you really need to come into the place of, once you know what you need and you're setting some intentions for what that is, and you're recalling your power and you're becoming whole and complete, looking at those needs, or, and trusting that those needs are already met. And if they're not, how can you meet them rather than somebody else meet them, right? And so I just want to clarify and just make sure you know that we're doing the Perfect Inner Work Challenge. And so make sure to get signed up for that in the links above or below. And that will get you plugged in, and you're going to receive your first exercise when you get signed up. Okay. So, and I will tell you, may not be at that instant. So if you've already signed up and you have not received that confirmation yet, you will be today. And so we're sending you so much love. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. May you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.